I'm Todd Schrupp, and welcome to our look back on FanDuel TV of the stories that made up horse racing during 2025. But it was early in the year that there was a story that impacted not only horse racing, but all of Southern California. On January 7th, devastating wildfires broke out in Pacific Palisades and Eaton Canyon. It was over in the Altadena area, the Eaton Canyon fire, where Mario Gutierrez and his family suffered some devastating losses.
Where have you been?
Good, I'm good. Good. Where are you guys from?
I'm from California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from, well, I used to live there up to 2 months ago.
The Eaton fire broke out a few hours ago, causing thousands of residents to evacuate. Firefighters are doing their best, but biblical winds have caused this fire to spread uncontrollably.
I never experienced tornado, but it was like 80-mile-per-hour wind. Everything was on fire. You know, you always have in your mind that it's not gonna come all the way here, right?
This is going to be absolutely devastating for so many. Entire neighborhoods have been destroyed, leaving hundreds of homes ravaged by this blaze.
Unfortunately, my home was one of the ones that it was caught on fire on the LA fires. Sebastian, do you remember who discovered there was a fire?
I looked up, orange sky, all orange sky.
The fire was right there with us. So we barely had 20 minutes, not even that, to get out. Unfortunately, I think our area, they had a problem with sending the warnings.
We didn't get an evacuation notice, so there was a lot of things that I thought I had got, but I didn't, because we didn't have very much time.
I think we focused on our kid. We grabbed a school uniform, few of his clothes, our pets, and that was it. There wasn't no time to really grab anything else.
We were driving away, and I still had a sense of like
We were gonna come back.
we were gonna possibly come back.
You still hope that your homes are like it didn't burn down. We start seeing the pictures and the helicopter news. Then I start sinking in that it's like, oh my God, like we just lost everything.
When we finally went to the home, it was a very emotional moment for all of us. It was very, very difficult, but
it was hard because nothing was recognizable. Like trophies where I know where my coffee trays was, and I know, okay, glasses has to be here, or some plates, some metal plates have to be here. Like there was like nothing. Everything just melted.
Mario's trophies, that memorabilia that is kind of irreplaceable.
And your pictures, and yeah, you put, and then it was just gone.
All of it is gone. Yeah.
All of it was gone.
Something that really helped me a lot is kind of like think where I come from. I come from a very humble family that we didn't have much growing up. It kind of like got me there. It was my time for me to be strong. So it shook me up and it shook my family. So I think that was one of the reasons that I started like looking at my career and look where to go after from there. And then Kentucky makes sense for me. It's very good finally to be settled in Kentucky. We're about to close on a home. We're looking really hard. Sebastian is finally in school. So actually it feels like home. I put racing on the back for a little while. It seems long, but in reality it's been a couple of 3 months. So within 3 months, I was able to introduce myself to this new circuit, and it's been fun. I'm actually very excited. My kid, more than anything, he already made friends. He has his activities that he's already enrolled, and then I asked him if he misses LA, and then he does. He says he does, but he says he really, really likes it here. So that makes me really happy. That gives me a lot of peace of mind, enough to that I'm actually enjoying coming back to the racetrack, meeting people, and I understand it might take a little while, but I have a good feeling that things are gonna work out for the best.
To be able to overcome losing everything shows a lot about Mario's character. Everyone loves a rags to riches story, but this year there was none better than the story of Cole Battle and veteran trainer Lonnie Briley. Cole Battle rose through the Derby standings, where this underdog became one of the feel-good stories of the year.
For years, the name Briley might have only registered to those deeply familiar with the Louisiana racing scene, a place where veteran trainer Lonnie Briley has quietly plied his trade for over 3 decades. But now, at 72 years of age, a single horse has propelled him into the unexpected spotlight of the Kentucky Derby.
I mean, that was never in the plans, you know. I guess never thought of going to the Kentucky Derby, you know. It's been exciting, you know. I mean, this little horse, it's like he improves every race.
That little horse is Cole Battle, handpicked by Briley from a 2023 Texas sale. He has shocked the racing world with his meteoric rise through this year's Derby rankings.
He had everything that I look for, so I just, you know, fell in love with him. He's coming home with me. And I got a good owner, Robbie. We good friends. I've been training for him about 12 years.
I was flipping through the cable channels one night, bored, and I landed on TVG. I started watching the horse races and enjoyed it. And I said, you know, I think I might try to buy a horse.
That was over 13 years ago, and after modest success, it has been the acquisition of Cole Battle that has transformed Connections into this year's improbable Derby underdogs.
I could tell in Lonnie's voice that was the special horse to him. And so once I got in the bidding war, it was either get Cole Battle or go home with nothing for Lonnie, so I kept going. And fortunately, I'm glad I did. That was the best decision I've ever made.
Okay, I'm gonna go make sure Bethany's ready, and then we'll leg her up. They got a picture of you holding him on Facebook. Anyway, good morning.
Good morning.
I got Ray's my groom, and then Bethany Taylor. She's been with me off and on about 15 years. She's the only one that gets on him. They get along good, and she knows him.
I love being around the horses, and I love riding them. Sometimes you get a really, really strong bond. That's always special.
This is my favorite part of the morning, finally getting to get on them to train.
Cole Battle's actually been a pretty special horse. He's been pretty phenomenal since day one. He's just been super professional.
I've always wanted to be able to buy better horses, but sometimes it's hard on the budget that we are on, because he's always had the eye, and I've always told Lonnie, if I could go and buy you these horses, we'd be winning a lot of major races.
Cole Battle, the story continues, this fantastic story.
It's great, it's crazy. I don't know what to think.
It's almost like seeing your kid that you've raised do something that you're proud of. It brings tears to my eyes.
Guys, you just won the Rebel Stakes!
Cole Battle is very special horse. It's like hitting the lottery, something like that. It's one of my dreams to ride in Kentucky Derby someday. And now it's my opportunity.
The hardest part is not stressing ourselves out. You worry all the time when you're at this level. I mean, we're in a cool situation.
I mean, here you are, the underdog with a little guy coming up there winning races. I can't sleep because I'm thinking, I'm playing them races in my head, you know, and if you finish in the top 3, it'd be amazing. You know, if you'd win it, it'd probably have to pick me up.
Purchased for just $70,000, the campaign for Cole Battle has earned him almost $1 million, taking his Connections on a ride of a lifetime that went through Hot Springs, Arkansas, the scene of his 3rd place finish in the Arkansas Derby. Behind, Sandman, perhaps the most famous horse in the world. Why? Well, because his ownership group included Griffin Johnson, the content creator on TikTok and Instagram that brought the sport of kings to an entirely new audience.
Everything about the horse racing scene to me was intriguing, and I loved the actual energy at the track. People putting in money, people having a good time, people dressed nice, and I think from day one, I also just loved horses. My name's Griffin Johnson. I make content for the internet, and I own a racehorse. I wasn't seeking a racehorse. It was something that I just thought wasn't possible because I didn't think I could afford horse racing. Once I figured out it wasn't as far away as I thought, I was like, okay, I want to race horse. West Point Crew connected me with America's Best Racing, A Stake in Stardom. They told me they have a program for influencers to get into horse racing. And I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. Come on. I grew up in the Midwest, so Kentucky Derby for me has been the staple of horse racing as long as I can remember. So pretty much by the first month in, I was excited and I knew that there was potential. Sandman, he's been through a lot, so his journey's been really fun to watch and develop actually. He's had some crazy starts. He's had some strong finishes that were too late. He's had races where he sat in the back and ate dirt. He's had races where he came out too strong and then faded. So there's been a lot of highs and lows. But what I will say is the first race that I got to see him win was absolutely electric. I was screaming my head off. I wasn't there, sadly. I'm like, I got over the hump finally of watching him win a race. So now I'm like, I'm over that hill.
You are huge, boy. You're a big boy.
Usually I get some time to go back to the barn and hang out for a bit, see him after his races. I can tell you, these barns are insane. It's a full ecosystem. I think of it as like a beehive. There's so many different people moving so many different directions, and these horses are just unbelievably taken care of. Getting a horse into the Derby is a very intricate thing. It's like preparing to run a marathon. It's not just about, yo, this horse was born to run this far, we've trained it this many days and we've trained it this long, like he should be able to do this. The main thing is obviously winning. Every race that's bigger has more points for the Derby, but essentially it's about winning and learning at the same time. It's been an incredible journey and I am going to show up to the track full excitement. Like I'm not holding back.
Well, Griffin Johnson tried to bring a younger crowd to racing, and you can definitely tell he enjoyed his first year of horse ownership. Now to the backstretch workers who are such a vital part of a trainer's operation. Just look at Irma Lee Scott, who knows exactly what Kentucky Derby winner Sovereignty needs every single day to make him happy.
I'm the carriage girl. They're so sweet and gentle, some of them. You can kiss them and they know you when they see you because they know me because I have the carriage and they be hollering for me and screaming. You can almost kiss them all. My name is Irma Lee Scott, and I am 73 years old. I'm from a place called Faraday, Louisiana. That's how I met the boss and horses because I didn't know nothing about horses. A restaurant in the back of the fairground, Liuzas. I used to work there. I never worked for one trainer, and that's Mr. Bill Mott, the only trainer I ever worked for. I just wanted to know about horses, so I asked him one day, could I come over there, would they teach me how to walk horses? And I went over there and they taught me how to walk horses, and then I started following Mr. Mott all over Kentucky and everywhere. You know who my favorite horse is. I call him Sobe sometimes, Sovereignty, yeah. He stands up like a gentleman and just looks all around, and then he'll start hollering for me for the carriage. Wait a minute. I told you he screamed for carrots. He loved those carrots. He got a good personality, nice personality, quiet, you know, easy to get along with. There's Sovereignty over here, grazing. He gonna graze and then he gonna go into the stall for about 30 minutes. And then I give him his massage. I used to be a high walker, but I got too old for that, I guess. So now I do Beamer. They love that Beamer blanket. I put the Beamer blanket and they boots on them. They like the massage. They love that thing. It relaxes them. See how cool he is? Sovereignty, you like this, huh? I'm gonna make you feel good. All right, now you can rest. Listen. He have almost run me out the stall for a carrot. I feel lucky. We've got nice horses, nice people, everything just nice. And I love the horses. Yeah, him next.
Welcome back to Stories from the Stretch. the coach, had one of the most prestigious careers in all of thoroughbred horse racing. But perhaps his biggest achievement was his coaching tree as he mentored some of the leading trainers in the sport today. But D. Wayne Lukas, what did he hold closest to his heart? It was the Preakness Stakes. What is it about the Preakness that you've had so much success?
First of all, it's our favorite race, not because we've won it 7 times, but just because they treat you so great. All the stake horses in one barn and everything. And Bamford and I talk about that a lot. We like it. But the thing about the Preakness, I think in the early years, I was so foolish and had such grandiose ideas that I was going to win all 3 when I had a good horse. And it sounds crazy, but I think I was using the Kentucky Derby as a prep to get to the other 2. I had the mindset if I could get squeezed by and get lucky in the Derby, then turn the screws down a little tighter in the Preakness and go to the Belmont. After a few sessions of that, I figured out I better try to win the Derby and not worry about the Preakness till it comes up.
We know that Pimlico's days are, coming to an end. Is it going to be hard to see that place go and transition from what it has been and all your great memories there?
I can't picture it at Laurel being the same, but I suppose time will let it find its place in the racing industry. But the Preakness was really always really great. The camaraderie and everything was very, very special.
Is there one that immediately comes to mind in all the wins that you had in the Preakness Stakes?
Yes. I would have to point out that Tabasco Cat was the horse that ran over my son and caused the head injury that lasted for years to come.
How did you as a father navigate that?
It affected the barn, and we were so naive about the severity of the accident. The 40-some days he was in a coma, you start to realize that this is a serious, tough thing. I spent most of my nights in the hospital waiting for him to come out of the coma. You can't blame the horse, and I never did. I decided to make him the best horse I could possibly make. And it was the animosity towards that horse in the barn was apparent. So I called them all together and I said, we're going to change this completely. We're going to see if we can take this horse all the way to the Triple Crown. So here he comes through. He doesn't win the Kentucky Derby, but he gets the Preakness and the Belmont. So that would be the one.
Well, racing certainly lost a legend, D. Wayne Lukas, this year. His legacy is one that's built upon strength and determination, 2 traits often associated with the jockeys in our sport. As difficult as it may be to reach the top, it's equally as challenging to stay at the top, particularly after a debilitating injury. The road to recovery can be a long and grueling one, but for Emma Jane Wilson, there was never any doubt that she would return to the sport she loves.
There are so many characteristics a jock needs to embody. Patience, resilience, strength.
Emma Jane Wilson becomes the first female jockey to win the Queen's Plate.
The 2 things that drive me for this place is the competition and the horses, and you put those 2 together, and I love it.
Perfect Lady B is responding for Emma Jane.
And when you turn for home and you ask them, give me what you can, let's win, let's go. And they say, okay. I wish I could share that with everybody.
The award goes to Emma Jane Wilson. Perfect Lady B, Emma Jane has got that record. The greatest earnings for a female jockey.
It's a beautiful day. Love Lady to win some races. That's the plan.
Let's get out to Woodbine for the return of the multiple champion jockey in Canada and champion here in the United States, Emma Jane Wilson. Her first mount since late October after suffering multiple injuries, back in the saddle here.
Horse racing is a tough game. There are a lot of highs and lows, but that's where the mental resilience comes into play. October 25th was another day at work. got up, got on some horses in the morning, and went to work in the afternoon for some races. Things just didn't go to plan.
You did have an incident there on the backstretch. Emma-Jane Wilson was dislodged.
I remember every moment, every instant. I just thought to myself, why did that happen so fast? I hit the rail and it caught me from full velocity and it brought me to a stop completely. And the gate crew and the ambulance guys, they're first on the scene, and I remember saying to them, I've hurt my back, I've done something to my back. I had dislocated my sacrum from my pelvis. I had a neck fracture pretty bad. I think I was very, very lucky for the severity of that. I think I was in hospital for a little over a month on observation just to make sure I was stabilized. But once we were able to transition my home, it was the time to move back home. There was never a turning point, because the moment the doctor said full recovery, that's all I needed to hear. He was the guy that was in charge, and he said I could do it, so I can do it. I'm gonna do it.
5 minutes, Emma.
Okay, thank you for the reminder. To say it feels different would be weird. It feels so normal. Yes, it's different. I've had surgery. It was pretty significant injuries, and I'm really looking forward to this. So,
one of the best stories, the return of Emma-Jane Wilson. She's riding the 3-horse.
There she is. She's waving to the crowd.
They break in a perfect line. Bedtime in front. Hoodless is coming. Oh, Hoodless is.
It felt so right. It felt so powerful to have that control back. It was very satisfying.
There's a nice moment with Emma-Jane Wilson, her wife, and kids.
They had to manage it as well as I did. So for them to see me back was as much a situation for them to have to manage as well. And they've managed it very well, which I'm very blessed. So.
Hey, Matt.
Okay, Doc.
How are you, dear? All good?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
The support, the loyalty, the encouragement. This racing community here at Woodbine, the hot walkers, the exercise riders, the grooms, the owners, the trainers, the support I have had. It felt good. It felt really good. Unbelievable. And it means so much to me. I'm really thankful for this game. I love it. I'm just grateful for everything horse racing has been able to give to me.
So good to see Emma-Jane Wilson back in the saddle. It's been a very tough year for her. Speaking of good, how about jockey Flavien Prat? He's been so good since arriving in the US in 2015. He's been winning big races all around the country at major racetracks, and his commitment to excellence away from the racetrack continues on a daily basis.
I grew up in the industry, and that's all I ever knew. That's all I ever want to do.
National treasure would not be denied.
You're not going to see this too often, maybe never again. Flight line.
And it is Moira. Sierra Leone does it in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
We salute Flavien Prat, his 56th graded stakes victory.
For Jockey of the Year, Flavien Prat.
So my home base right now, it's California. I spend the winter here, but I live in New York in the summer, Keeneland for spring and fall. Go quite a bit to Oakland, Fairground. But the traveling part is not bad. When you're away from the family, that's a bit more complicated. I try as much as I can to come back on Saturday night or Sunday morning and enjoy the family. Now we're going to the track to pick up my tack for this weekend. Morning, I'll go to Jackson. Thank you. Hey, how you doing? All good? I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I can travel and ride good horses every weekend, so I try to take full advantage of it. Boots, what you get saddled?
17, 20.
It's all dirt, right?
Yeah, everything there.
Okay, Jaime, thank you. All right. It's demanding to ride horses. You use your whole body. And it's not something that we do every day, so it's good to get a good motion and mobility in your body. Hey, good morning, Juan.
Morning, Claudia.
You okay? Tony, all good?
My goal for Flavien? To win another Eclipse Award.
He's gonna abuse me because you're here and I can't say.
You can't complain.
I can't complain. I usually complain. It's too heavy.
With him, it's really just staying fit, just keeping muscle endurance, being able to ride 10 races 4 or 5 times a week without getting tired.
I use my legs a lot riding, and my legs they get sore very quickly. It's amazing.
He likes big purses, little weights.
The day in the life of Flavien Prat. Good life.
Goal for this year, I mean, the same basically. Just improve my riding, try to ride good races. Last year was fantastic. Very fortunate that I had a lot of support and there was a lot of hard work and sacrifice. But now it's a new year and we'll try to do the same.
Well, what a year it has been for jockey Flavien Prat. From one superstar to another, she became the people's horse and garnered a huge amount of attention no matter where she raced. But 2024 Horse of the Year, Torpedo Anna's rise to greatness was a bit surprising given her humble beginnings.
This is Satavis. She is 10 years old. She is a daughter of the late, great Uncle Mo. She is Torpedo Anna's mother. The breeder, the late Sanford Robertson, gave this filly to me and said good luck. He wished me well. Satavis was born very premature. Her left hock was crushed. She was 40 inches tall. She weighed 60 pounds. She should not have survived. Her future was very unknown. She would definitely never be a racehorse. I was choosing different stallions. Originally, I was looking at Medaglia d'Oro, but he was a little bit rich for my blood, so I looked at some of his sons, and as soon as I saw Fast Anna, I thought he would really complement Satavis. Torpedo Anna was kind of like any other foal. She was actually very laid back. Lida, my night watch girl, could actually go in the stall and Torpedo Anna would come over to her, lay down and put her head in her lap and go to sleep. She did like to play and she was a little bit tough to do things she didn't want to do. She looked like a double muscle quarter horse. Her rear end was very, very powerful, which I guess was, set the stage for what was to come. Her very first race at Keeneland, Kenny said, she's gonna win it and she's gonna win it by a lot. And she won by 8 lengths that day. And I think it sort of set me aback that, hey, we might have something special here. I think that anybody who raises thoroughbred horses and has a filly, their dream ultimately is to win the Kentucky Oaks. And when she was coming down that stretch, I was getting close to being on cloud 9, and I guess when she went over the finish line, I was. I was there. She is America's sweetheart. They love her from coast to coast, and probably from continent to continent. It's a group effort, and we're all in this together, and we're all enjoying the ride.
What a ride it was. Watching Torpedo Anna and her breeder Judy Hicks was there from day one. We transition now from one dedicated horsewoman to another. Aggie Ordonez has given her life to thoroughbred racing, but she always hoped for that special horse, the kind of talent that could take her to the next level. That opportunity finally arrived when Omen Joy walked into her barn.
I've been involved in this game for my entire life. My dad was a renowned jockey, and we traveled from Florida to New York and plenty of places in between. I believe I was about 10 years old, and my dad started letting me walk hots, and they'd have to argue with me to put the horse away. I go, oh, come on, Dad, one more turn. Can I take him one more turn?
His Secretariat moving away. He has it right.
My dad rode some great ones. Perhaps the most famous is Forgo. Ran 4th in Secretariat's Kentucky Derby. So it's been a lifetime in the game. I tried some other jobs, always involving horse racing. I worked in television and in the press box. I remember thinking, I want to be on the other side of the camera talking about my good horse. And I hoped someday to be doing just that, and here I am. When Almond Joy first walked off the van, my jaw dropped. She was so dang big. She's had this big frame and has gained weight on all of her races, which is hard to do as they're getting fitter. Most horses will lose a little weight, but she's just growing that fast. She's filling out that frame. Even looking at her today, I mean, I haven't measured her this week, but I think she looks bigger once again. I'll give him a leg up. You can just do a regular gallop, Mike. Back up a little and 1.5 miles. The streak that she's on is making her a better horse. She's under the impression that horses just shouldn't pass her. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. She just thinks she's the queen right now. And if you think you're the queen, you are.
And here comes the threat. Almond Joy on the far outside. And is closing in as they come into the final furlong. And Almond Joy and Pit DeSormo win the Torrey Pines.
I love everything about her, and I love the ride he gave her, and when he says it's go time, baby, let's go. She goes.
It's been go time for 5 in a row, Aggie. Congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
I think she's under the impression now that this is just what we do. We listen to Kent, and then we pass the field, and then we smile for the picture. I was training up in Northern California for 20 some odd years, and I had the support of some great people, and I took a leap of faith and went on to Santa Anita. I like taking big swings. I like to dream, and I think Almond Joy has given me some confidence that, yeah, this is what you're good at, and you can do this with the big boys. I've worked with so many horses and tried to give them all the TLC they all deserve. But that being said, when you get a filly like this, it's all that more golden. She owes me nothing. She's given me the thrill of my life. If this is her peak, I love her and I'm happy. But I have a hunch that as a 4- and 5-year-old, this is something even bigger.
What a special horse for such great connections. Okay, this next feature is probably one of the worst I've ever seen on FanDuel TV. As you know, I'm pretty new here, so the crew decided to play a little prank on me for Preakness. I didn't think it was funny at all, but why don't you be the judge of that?
Can you give a 5 count, Scott? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Paul from Pensacola is coming in hot here to Preakness 150. Is this a FanDuel set? Is this? Who's over here? Hey. Who is that out there?
Anna.
Can you get this person?
Is that Truck?
Yeah, it's me. Who are you?
What are you doing here?
Who are you?
Who's this guy here?
Mike Joyce.
Mike? Who?
Yeah,
is that
Dave
the
Wheeler.
jockey? Is that? Who are you?
Kent DeSormo.
No, that's the young kid. The young. Where are your socks?
Do you have security or no?
Where's it?
You have no
Where's
security?
your socks? Sir. Joe.
Do you have any security? What about the guy over here?
Joe, I got socks in my car.
I'm good, bro. I don't like socks.
What? What's the problem here? I don't understand.
Wow.
They itch bad.
I don't understand.
They're about to come.
No.
What is?
No.
They're saying shelter in place in the grandstand.
I'm not going in the tent with that.
0 chance.
that.
That guy. That's as weird as it gets.
Joe.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey,
Are you serious about that?
You got. Hey. I got this Iran or
I'm getting
t-shirt.
security.
Is there any way you can?
I'm getting security.
Can you get those boys over here to sign my shirt? Can you?
An Iran or t-shirt?
Yeah, it's or t-shirt.
I'm not gonna see him.
Can you give me their phone number? I got a van over here in the parking lot. Can you look down there below your feet, sir? I can't get to my van. Oh, wait. Oh, Todd, hey.
No,
what?
No, seriously, you got it. They're
No.
on air.
What?
They're on air.
I don't see you on air.
Can you help us with this guy?
No, hey, man, I don't want to trouble.
Hey,
I don't want
push.
trouble.
Don't
I never
push me.
pushed you.
Just come with this guy.
I never pushed you. I never
Don't
pushed you.
push me.
No,
Don't push me. No,
I want to.
Don't push me.
No,
Don't push me.
sorry, buddy.
Don't push me.
I'm good.
Don't push me.
Oh, this mother.
God. God.
Come on, yo.
She just got freaked.
I was feeling it. Oh.
I think Scott may have a second career in the reality TV world. Our next subject, Michael Ivorone, definitely does. The flamboyant horse owner turns heads at the races with his flashy suits and signature sunglasses, often described as the Gordon Gekko of racing and featured in the Netflix docuseries Race for the Crown. Ivorone enjoys a lavish lifestyle that we would all love to experience, even just for one day.
You know, I've read some of these articles. You know, the Star did a big piece, called me the most outrageous millionaire in all of racing, and you know, it made me out to be like Randy Macho Man Savage. You know, I love it. But I'm pretty confident that if they spent a week with me, they'd probably write something different. When I was 15 years old, I had my first experience at the racetrack. I just fell in love with it. I said, I need to get into this game, and here we are all these years later, and magically it's really worked out.
Big Brown bounding home.
Having a horse win the Kentucky Derby is, you know, it's surreal. You can't get a better start to a syndicate from that. IEAH was a racing partnership that I had formed back in the early 2000s. Everything was going as just good as can be. And one of the money managers that had provided significant capital got into a financial disagreement with his largest client. So it forced us to liquidate many of the assets that we had. You know, I thought maybe I was done with horse racing, and then I realized within a couple of years that it's in my blood. And then, you know, I met my wife, and it was something that she was passionate about as well. Now it's about trying to have the best time I possibly can have. I feel like I just jumped in a DeLorean.
And this is my
I wore that thing?
And this was my Pegasus 1 dress.
When I ran the syndicate, I dressed differently. You can't be outrageous when you're their face. I'm sure Bill Ackman, you know, wants to dress like me, but he can't. This one should make a statement pretty good. The persona is the persona, and so many people will tell Jules that they were afraid to go up to me because I look scary, because I'm wearing sunglasses. The Dior is it a look? Definitely not scary. True story. We went to dinner one night. A guy comes over to me. Can I get a picture? So I said, yeah, of course. So I get up and take a picture. He goes, can you put your sunglasses on? I said, oh, I actually didn't bring them tonight. I'm sorry. And he goes, oh, all right then. We're okay. So I said, really? He goes, well, that would be like taking a picture with Superman without his cape. I said, I get it. I get it. This is my spot. This is where I hang out. It's the Ferrari of tanning beds. It's literally, it's no joke. The one thing about me that people don't know is they may see my Instagram and they may think I'm completely out of my mind, but they don't know me on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, maybe on a Friday, Saturday, I'll go crazy a couple times a month. But I love being home with my wife and my cat. But when we go out, we do it right. I'm still running around the clubs with 20-year-olds. I mean, I refuse to be old. There may be a day where I walk into the club and they'll be like, this dude needs to get out of here. But right now, I'm still okay. Until the day that they tell me I need to leave, I'm good.
Well, you can't miss those two when they come into the paddock. Now on to our next story. This one is remarkable. Thousands of foals are born every year, but nobody has a story like Bobcat Bite. Here's more.
We live out in the country. I've been in this business since 1973 and in several states, and we've lived in Oklahoma for 20 years at this ranch we have. It's 160 acres, and I've never seen a bobcat on the ranch ever. That's what caused this whole experience. We walked out one morning and there was another mare standing over this foal. We rushed into the pasture there and here's this baby laying there and just totally mutilated, tore up, scars from neck to withers. But he was still alive. We didn't really know if it was a bobcat or coyotes, but once we got him to the clinic, they said cats attack from the top. This was the worst part of it. Took all the hide and hair and everything off the withers. It was very gruesome, and we were tickled to death that he was alive. And from then on, it was about saving the foal. Well, the first few days were really critical, but they said he's going to make it. We took him to Oak Ridge Vet Clinic. Every day, we just kept getting good reports. He was nursing like crazy, had a great appetite, no infection. Every day just got better and better. Like I said, we never really thought he'd be a racehorse, but he proved us wrong. After a couple of months, I realized that this horse was healing up and we may be able to ride him someday, you know, and I had no expectations of racing him. It was a good 6-7 months before I saw him running around, and I'm sure he's not as strong as he could have been. This horse has a lot of heart. You know, he showed a little bit of talent early, and so we just put him in training with everybody else, and so I thought he's going to make it.
They're off. Late pick 5 underway. Bobcat Bite is out by 3, and Bobcat Bite is going to get there. Under Wiseman, Bobcat Bite wins it.
He's going to keep running as long as he is competitive, and we've got his conditions to run through, and he's Oklahoma bred, so we'll try to keep him right here in Oklahoma.
Bobcat Bite, an inspiration and one of our favorite stories of 2025. One of our favorite storytellers, one we'll truly never forget, is track announcer Trevor Denman. And after 40 years of calling the races at Del Mar Racetrack, Trevor decided to hang up the microphone, leaving an opportunity for our very own Larry Colmus to fulfill his lifelong dream. Take a look.
1988 doesn't seem like that long ago, but I guess it was. That's 37 years ago. The same amount of time we waited for another Triple Crown winner to arrive. 1988 was the year I came to California to call the races at Golden Gate Fields. I called the first half of the meet. The second half was called by Trevor Denman. Working with Trevor was a game changer. I learned so much from him that year before I headed back east to Boston, and then New Jersey, Florida, and Kentucky, and then following the legend Tom Durkin in New York and on NBC. While I was doing all of that, Trevor remained a mainstay in this terrific booth with a view of the Pacific Ocean on the roof at Del Mar. Trevor gave us year after year, decade after decade of memorable, exciting race calls. When I filled in the last few falls here, we still called it Trevor's booth. In a way, I guess it always will be. But it's my home now, and there's no place I'd rather be than right here, to borrow from that classic Bing Crosby song, with a smile on my face, calling a winner in each race, where the turf meets the surf at Del Mar.
I've been lucky to call so many great horses this year at Del Mar. One of those, of course, was journalism. He was a fixture on the Kentucky Derby Trail and then competed in all 3 legs of the Triple Crown, which is certainly not an easy task. In the summer, he set his sights on the Pacific Classic, but was he able and ready to take on the older horses? We have an inside look.
Journalism is one of those rare individuals that truly has it all. He's a beast of a horse. He's got efficient, machine-like mechanics. And then that intangible, what you can't measure inside, which is that desire to be a racehorse and try to win.
Journalism sitting on the cusp of an impactful 3-year-old season.
Journalism striding away powerfully. Journalism is the best in the West.
Hey, thank you. Journalism, big, powerful horse. He trains with a lot of integrity, very precocious for being a son of Curlin.
We had had a lot of Curlin filly success, had taken a few swings on some Curlin colts, hadn't quite hit the mark yet, but when it comes to Curlin, it's only a matter of time. He's gonna deliver you that bell ringer.
Oh my goodness! Journalism has won the Preakness!
This horse, obviously, I could say, make my name wherever I go around, you know, people say, you're the rider of journalism.
Second in the Derby, second in the Belmont, then win the Haskell in dramatic fashion. I don't know that we'll ever be associated with a horse as brilliant as him again. Before the Pacific Classic, we really wanted to see journalism with good, high energy and a willingness to not just complete the body of his work, but carry on past the wire. They're just heading up the backside right now. He's got a hammer lock. This is the best part of the work right here. He'd had a very strenuous campaign with a lot of travel, and to step up into races that he would be competing against his elders, we wanted to really make sure that he was on his game. And that work gave us every indication that he was ready to run in the Pacific Classic. Did we tighten the screws or crank on him or clamp down on him? Absolutely not. I only want to know what you feel.
What I feel, nobody can feel. I'm sorry about that.
It is going to be quite a showdown in the 35th running of the Pacific Classic. Fierceness coming in from the East and taking on one of the best in the West and one of the best in the 3-year-old division in journalism.
This was always perceived to be an important race. Of course, it's a Pacific Classic. But we also knew that it was going to also have to serve as a segue to what would be his next race if all goes well, which would be the Breeders' Cup Classic.
On paper, journalism looks like the favorite, but to me, they are the favorite. Fierceness, they already compete in the Breeders' Cup, so we should not forget that.
We have about 35 people at the house. Todd Pletcher's in the other room, so hopefully he puts on something special tonight.
They're off in the Pacific Classic. And Fierceness angled to the inside, almost went into that temporary rail.
It was dramatic at the start because Fierceness veered in really severely. So it was a little distracting because Fierceness took away so much of the attention.
And it's a 5-length gap back to Umberto Rispoli and Journalism, who are letting them roll early.
We really don't know why Journalism was so far back early on in the race, but Umberto Rispoli has been very adamant about the fact that Journalism is different in every one of his races. We had to use him deceptively the second quarter of a mile in the race just to get into the position that we wanted to be in from the beginning. The parting of the Red Sea occurred going into the far turn at about the 3.5.
Fierceness is moving now as they make their way into the far turn with 3 furlongs to go.
While he was opening up on the field, Journalism was just starting to mount his run. Journalism was motoring, no doubt about it, but Fierceness was gone.
Journalism is all out, and he's not doing enough to beat the beast from the East. Fierceness has won the Pacific Classic by 3.
What will you take away from this race and this experience against older horses?
He's the first 3 years old, good of his generation. Then he fights against the older horse, and look, I think he's just gonna gain some more experience and see what the Breeders' Cup is gonna do. We're gonna have a lot of other good horses, so we go from there.
Breeders' Cup, there's just this incredible buildup and anticipation to it. It's electric, the atmosphere. There's just so much at stake, so much riding on these races, and you could feel it. We didn't want to overtrain him going into the Pacific Classic. We just wanted him ready enough to perform well in that race. So it's a fine line, a balance you've got to determine. Michael comes from the Todd Pletcher School of Training. I don't know that there's ever been a better target trainer for big races than Todd. And Michael's a chip off the old block in that respect. And he knows what the target's been since the Pacific Classic, and have every conviction that Michael and Journalism will hit that target come Breeders' Cup time.
What a great race that Pacific Classic was. And I'm looking forward to seeing Journalism back on the track in 2026 in the older male handicap division. Well, we're taking a look at some of the superstars at the end of this year who will be heading to the Kentucky Derby Trail next year. And one of those superstars is Ted Nafi. Or is it Ned Toffee? Let's take a look back.
So who is Ted Nafi and who is Ned Toffee?
Well, that's interesting start. Ted Nafi is the more interesting of the two. There was an interview with me last year in which there was a typo. One of the trade publications just reversed the letters. Some folks in our organization, my kids and apparently Eric, our owner, got a kick out of this.
It went viral among our friend group, and then my brother and I ended up showing it to Eric,
Ned's kids told me about the gaff. I just said, okay, that's hilarious, and I made a little note of it. I've got a list of names.
I wasn't aware of it until it showed up in workouts one morning.
I've created a monster here because people are messing it up all the time, ourselves included.
People now hesitate when they see me and they have to stop and think, is it Ted or is it Ned?
People always come up to me now and say, how's Ted doing? And I have no idea if they're talking about the horse or if they're talking about my dad. So my answer is always, they're both great.
I was sort of unprepared for the reaction that his name would get, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of good-natured ribbing.
He's always a good sport about it, but it's like I sometimes feel bad for him because we just are relentless.
We're both big and gray. He's out of an old-fashioned mare, and I like to drink old-fashions. We weigh about the same, but people are really enjoying it and having a lot of fun with it, and that's a good thing.
We do have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs. We try to keep it light.
That was a great ad to dig up some old family photos of me growing up side by side with the full photos of Ted Noffey growing up and got the point across that TaylorMade raised a really nice horse.
It's great because it's a fitting tribute to the namesake. Ned's a great guy, and he's literally the glue that keeps everything together at Spendthrift.
He has way better qualities than I do. He's turned out to be a pretty nice racehorse, and fortunately he can run.
Well, Ted Noffey is certainly a contender on the road to the Kentucky Derby. But as Winston Churchill famously once said, there is something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of a man. And that's certainly true that horses have the capacity to fill our hearts and provide comfort in our greatest times of need. Our next story has that on full display of Aaron Lynch and Tumbarumba.
Tumbarumba determined!
Tumbarumba, heads bobbing on the wire, photo for the win.
Tumbarumba has gained the lead in deep stretch, and he's the winner.
Tumbarumba come out of the first crop of Oscar performances. You know, he's a beautiful big colt. He's got a lovely walk to him. He always showed plenty of potential.
He's at love in his stall. He just wants attention. He just wants peppermints. He just wants someone to be around him and to be his buddy.
Tumbarumba's performance in the ACAC, I thought, was as game as it came, you know, and that day he took it.
Tumbarumba once again running his heart out. Tumbarumba!
It's lovely to see him come round as a 5-year-old. Listen, I think we're on to the Breeders' Cup.
Having Tumbarumba in the barn has definitely helped me this last year. Right around the beginning of August, I was diagnosed with stage 2 triple positive invasive ductal carcinoma, breast cancer. I was at the Churchill barn when they called me, and funny enough, we were jogging horses on the road for the vet, and the hospital called me and said, we need to talk to you about your biopsy results, and I told them to call me back in 30 minutes because I was busy working. Like a typical horse girl, I put those horses first, and I made sure we got done with what we had to do before I dealt with that. And they called me back, and sure enough, it was not what I was expecting. It's not what anyone wants to hear. I called Brian right away and told him.
When the news came, it was a matter of getting strong and staying strong for her and getting up every day and just trying to make it happen.
Pretty quickly after that, they were putting a port in to start chemo. I did 15 rounds of chemo total, and I had a double mastectomy, and I really haven't been around the barn much.
You know, me and her built this operation, so she's always been an intricate part of it, and she's the backbone of it. It's just a wonderful connection between the barn staff, and you know, because a lot of these guys have been with us for years and years, and you know, Erin's there every day, and then she's not. Woo! They're asking, where is she? Where's the Patrona? You've got to sort of stay strong for them, and through the horses, you find strength, and you kick, and you show up every day and give it your best. Erin's favourite would definitely be Tumbarumba. She's always had a sentimental feeling for that horse, and I think he's been a power of strength for her.
And he really is the only horse I asked about. The only horse that I made a point to get to the races to watch him run. He just puts you in a good mood.
When she's going through what she's going through, I'm not a guy that's going to come home and tell you the burdens of training thoroughbred horses, but Tumbarumba was the one horse that she sort of was always focused on.
I finally rang the bell August 6th, so I'm cancer-free.
Erin's strength through all the treatments was just an inspiration. To watch them sit there, like many thousands of women that go through it, you know, the emotions they must go through and their thought patterns and where it's going to lead to, or is it going to get cured. But she was always very strong, and it motivated me.
Thank God for Brian. He's been my rock. He's been to every appointment, and there's been a huge community at the track that's just been extremely supportive, because that's just the way our community just comes together when they need to. I'm just so excited to go back to Del Mar, especially with Tumbarumba. Even if he doesn't win it, I know he's going to try his heart out and he's going to run his race. He's just going to make us proud.
Thank you for joining us as we look back at some of the more intriguing stories of 2025. All of us here at FanDuel TV look forward to bringing more exciting action to you in 2026. I'm Kurt Hoover. Thanks for watching.